Good evening. My name is Brian W. Smith. I'm the award-winning best-selling author of more than 40 novels. But today, I'm not in writer mode. I'm putting on my interviewer cap, and I'm going to interview some of the industry's biggest names, people whom I've had the privilege, the honor of getting to know during my 20-year writing career. I created the Readers Want to Know podcast so that you, the reader, can get a glimpse into the personality of your favorite author. I want you to see a side of them that readers normally don't get to see. So I want you to sit back and enjoy the interview. That's what I want you to do. But first, I need you to do something for me. I need you to take a moment, click the like button. I need you to click the subscribe button. I need you to do it now, right now. I'll give you a couple seconds. You did it? Good. Let's start the interview. Hello, hello, hello. This is me, your boy, Brian W. Smith, with another episode of Readers Want to Know. And tonight, my guest is a gentleman who he's kind of like the Bosley to Charlie's Angels, right? So you got people who hear his name, they hear his voice, but unless you are an author, and unless you've made the trek to Atlanta, he's basically someone you've heard a lot about, but you may not have met. So I wanted to bring him on here tonight so that those who have not had the privilege of meeting this gentleman can, and those who are entering into this business, maybe they will get some insight and get a clear idea of who they need to seek out and who they need to follow. This brother would definitely be on that list. His name is Mr. Curtis Bunn. He's an award-winning journalist, author, businessman. He is the founder and president of what I believe is the largest African American literary event in the country, the National Book Club Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me tonight Mr. Curtis Bunn. Curtis, thank you for coming on the show, my man.
Man, anytime. I really appreciate you having me, for sure.
No doubt, man. I wanted to get you on. A lot of things I want to ask you, but I want to start out by asking, what's up with the writing? What's going on? When is the next Curtis Bunn novel coming out?
Yeah, I've written 10, started writing books in 2000, which took me on this journey from journalist to author to conference founder. And then around COVID, I started working on some nonfiction work. I had also done two nonfiction books, and then I've done some editing. And now I just finished, literally, it's ironic you bring it up. I just finished a novel called A Moment in Time that I sent to my agent today. So hopefully it'll be shopped and we'll get a deal and have it out in the next year or so. Because that whole publishing process with the major publishers, it's a lengthier process than when you do it on your own. But I'm very happy with the work. It's topical, it's romantic, but it's also real life stuff that people deal with that impedes who they can become, and so I'm really happy with it. Edited it 3 times, was about to edit it a 4th time. We get obsessed with this stuff to make sure every word is perfect.
Yeah.
And at some point you have to let it go. So I let it go.
Right.
And now I'm going to leave it up to some other people.
Well, perfection is it's not realistic. So, but I understand your point.
Right.
Do you have any anxiety? I mean, it's been a minute since you came out with something. What are your fears and concerns? Because you of all people have seen how the industry's changed.
Yeah, I think anytime you write a book, you fall in love with it at a certain point. I know for me, I read it so much, I edit it so much that there becomes a point where I don't like it anymore. I have to step away from it for several weeks, kind of forget about it, and then go back to it. And then I feel much better about the book, about myself, about life in general. So there's always anxiety because, you put a lot of heart and soul and thought into the work that you're doing. You want people to like it. And then, there comes a point where somebody has to read it and say what they feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
So until that point comes, and I'm excluding family and friends because family and friends are going to love anything that you do.
Yeah,
because they love you. And I always tell friends, yeah. So when people say, "Oh, I want somebody to edit my book," my cousin, she likes to read. No, your cousin is going to love the book no matter what. You got to get independent people who are willing to tell you the truth, and so there's a bit of anxiety about what people would think of the book always until you start hearing from people. And I think as well as I do, going into book club meetings can be scary because you don't know what they think of the book before you get there.
And they're not bashful about letting you know, man.
Their reaction. No, no, they love it. They love to. I don't know. Some of them get off on letting you know what they've taken out of the book.
Yeah, some of them critique like there's a prize in it for them. But that's one of those things where you realize that that's more about them than it is you. But I understand your concern. It can be a little it can be very concerning. It can be very scary. So let me ask you this: do you consider it's clear that the writing has taken a backseat to other endeavors? Where do things rank for you right now? Journalist, writer, entrepreneur? What's the pecking order for you?
Yeah,
because that's where the priorities lie.
Sure. Professionally, I'm a journalist first. Always will be. I wanted to be a journalist when I was 13 years old. Not because I just had this revelation. Well, I guess I kind of did it in a sense. My English teacher in Douglas Junior High School in Southeast DC told me to consider journalism because he thought I wrote good papers. I was 13 years old in the 8th grade with the ambition, like most guys, I'm going to the NBA, so it really doesn't matter how good I write papers. A couple of months later, I had an assignment in another class to write about a career. Wasn't sure what to write about. My father worked for the federal government, the FCC, at a job that he didn't really care for that much, but it provided. My mother was an operator at what is now Verizon. Those careers didn't really intrigue me, so I thought about what Mr. Overton said. Went home, opened up the encyclopedia. At that point we had the J because you could buy. We had to pay for them in segments. You pay for A for D, and then 3 months later you pay for the next set of letters. We had the J up to that point, and about the ninth.
If somebody had the whole set, they were rich.
They were rich.
Right,
they didn't get it. They got it in one purchase. They were rich for sure.
Definitely.
It took years to get that whole set. That whole set, yes. And it said some journalists make up to $500 a week. And at 13, that just jolted me. I was like, really? What is this about? And I really fell in love with it. Went on to go to high school in the 10th grade and work for the school newspaper. Was the editor of the school paper in the 11th grade. Went to a career development center in the morning of my senior year in my regular high school, Blue High School in Southeast DC. My senior year, and I was off. The basketball dream started to fade more, and the dream of becoming a journalist, lit up my life, really. And so I will always be a journalist first. I write for NBC News now. I've been writing for them for 5 years about cultural events, about Black people, and the events that happen politically that impact us. And it's been a contrast to my earlier journalism career of more than 20 years as a sports writer, where I traveled the world covering sports and the Olympics in Australia and Korea and 8 Super Bowls and 18 NBA finals and heavyweight championship boxing and 3 World Series, all of that stuff. That was the most fun, but this work has been the most rewarding. So that's first. And that's taken up most of my time.
So all of that is real time. That's nonfiction. That is the biggest soap opera you can watch is something an athletic event in real time.
Yeah.
how did you go from that to writing fiction?
Well, when I grew up, my parents always got us books. We got Rock'em Sock'em Robots, we got roller skates, we got football and basketballs and all of that. But we always got books, and I read them. And the term avid reader never really occurred to me. It was just a part of who I was because I read the books as a kid, continued to read throughout junior high school, and was big into autobiographies in particular. And then I started becoming a fiction reader, and I read Waiting to Exhale in 1992 on the beach in Maui. And I said, oh, this is interesting. I like this. I can do this. I can write a book about relationships from a male's point of view. And then I came home and sat at the computer, that empty screen, and said, wait a minute, I better give this some more thought. And I thought about a book for 7 years. And in 1999, I finally started writing my first novel, which will become Baggage Check. And very much so, my career as a journalist gave me the tools to be able to construct sentences, understanding the depth, the importance of deep reporting and research and character building. But it released me, though. Writing as a novelist has released me because I'm writing what I see as a sports writer. I'm writing what I see as a news reporter. And now I can just make it up. And that was so freeing and liberating as a creative person. And so I wrote Baggage Check in 1999, came out in 2000. Couldn't get anybody to write anything about it. No one knew who I was. And at the time, Essence had a bestsellers list. And the book, after about 3 months, the book emerged as number 2 on the Essence bestsellers list. And the next month was number 1. And that said a lot. That gave me the confidence I needed, that I was on to something, and it inspired me to continue writing. And the other part of that confidence was meeting with book clubs and leaving those book club meetings feeling uplifted and spirited, like I was better for the experience because we had such great dialogue. Some of these readers, they're so into it. Like you said, they know every detail as well as you do. Some stuff you may have forgotten about, they'll bring it up. And I'm sure it wouldn't have been as much fun if they didn't like the book, but they like the books, and that experience inspired me to create the National Book Club Conference. So all of these things are intertwined.
Yeah, I see that. I was going to go there. And you're right about book clubs. I call them our literary jumper cables. They have a way of boosting you at your low points. I mean, it's all divine intervention, but some of my most motivating moments have been receiving that email or waking up in the morning, you see a DM from someone who's read your work, and you're like, you know what, you don't even realize how much I needed to see this today. So and it's always a book club. That was my focal point when I started. That was the demographic that I targeted, and once I got around them, I was like, I'm not going anyplace else. I'll just stay right here in this world, because I mean, it's everything. It's your demographic audience. It's who reads your book, and it's large chunks and groups of them. So I decided to stay right there in that pocket, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. I traveled across the country all the way to, I live in Atlanta. I've traveled to Oakland, to Chicago, DC, wherever, Texas, Florida, to meet with book clubs. It's always Minnesota, even Rochester, Minnesota. It's just a great experience because the ladies are just, first of all, they're smart, they care, they're kind, they're thoughtful, and they're giving you insight. They make you a better writer because they'll challenge you. But most of all, they support you, and they're kind of putting their arms around you, literally and figuratively. Bro, I'm gonna tell you, they support you so much, and it goes past the books. So it's no secret that I'm battling prostate cancer, right? So I had a book club president out of Nashville, Tennessee. When the word got out, that woman called me once a week. That called me. She sent me a DM once a week for about 2 straight months.
Mm.
It has now been, I was first diagnosed in 2003, so we're in 2005, pushing 2006 now. I have family members who still have not checked on me.
Right.
That book club president, whose presence I've been in probably over the years, maybe 4 times over the course of the relationship.
Right.
Reached out to me and checked on me more times than some of my own family members. So it becomes so much bigger than just the books, man.
No question.
That's my point.
No doubt about it. And I'm pretty sure I know who you're talking about in Nashville. And I'll segue to the National Book Club Conference because we have, over that weekend, we have hundreds of book clubs there all at once. And seeing what you're talking about play out, not just for you, but for 35 other authors, just remarkable. I love how they accept the challenge. I placed the challenge on them as the founder well, let me go back. I started this conference because when Walter Mosley has a book come out, and Kimberly Lawson Roby and Terry McMillan and all of the really popular authors have a book come out, Essence would write about them, everybody would write about them, everybody knew about it, and they deserve it because they're fantastic. But there was so much other talent that was unheralded, with no publicity and struggling to get publicity, and deserved an audience as much as these other famous authors, quote unquote famous authors. And so I need to get Walter Mosley and Courtney B. Vance and all the big names to get the readers there. But the conference is really for the readers and the authors who have books and talent that they may not otherwise get the platform and to get in front of readers like that. And so I've challenged these ladies the last couple of years at the conference. We have 400 readers from across the country to pick out 7 authors that you never heard of on our list and spend time in their sessions. And these ladies have done that, and they've come back and said in the post-survey, there's only one question that got 100% response. And the question was, did you appreciate every author that you didn't go see, that you went to see that you didn't know? And everybody who responded said they did 100%. And that just confirms my belief that there's so much talent in our community.
Right.
But we have to step outside of our box. We all want to see the authors that we know and love. But there are other authors there that I say deserve your time. And I'm just proud of the ladies that they have stepped out of their comfort zone and said, you know what, okay, I'm going to go. And they go and they support these ladies, these other authors. They take pictures with them, they buy their books, and they give them that confidence that we talked about that we get when we go to these meetings, that to help push them along for other work.
That's exactly what they do. I'm curious, you have had, so who's who of people who have been featured at that event. Is there, who's still on your wish list that fish that you haven't been able to nab?
Well, one guy is S.A. Crosby. I bet this guy.
I am listening to All Sinners Bleed right now.
Oh wow. Well, he and I connected last year on social media. He said send me a formal email, gave him the email address, and I reached out. Can't get the guy to follow up or his team, but I'm not going to stop because he's amazing. The readers are asking for him, and eventually we're going to land him somehow, some way. But right now, he's that big fish that's out there that we want to get. Obviously, the bigger fish are the Obamas. That's a tough one to crack, but
I'll bet.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Man, can you imagine? You know what? That would look. You know what? Are you ready for that type of
right?
We got to be careful what we ask for. You know, God I learned a long time ago. You go asking for God, God will call your bluff.
Yeah, you know? There you go. Yeah, I would have to get myself ready. You're right, because that would be a whole nother level of everything. But we've been blessed over the years through word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I've done no advertising over the 21 years. Next year will be the 22nd National Book Club Conference. It's just been word of mouth from readers telling other readers and telling family members, and they're telling readers. And every year we get 100 or so new readers who are like, I've never heard of this conference. And my question is always, where you been? We've been here all along.
But isn't it interesting how after 20 years and it's bigger names that have come across your stage, it just goes to show you, man. And this is true for authors as well. As one, I mean, I always, to this day, I get people, I've never read any of your books, and you're like, I got 40. I'm like, I got 40. But,
right.
but the moral to the story is that you have to always be at the top of your game. It's kind of like that old, I think it was a Joe DiMaggio, no, Ted Williams or Joe DiMaggio quote when he talks about, why are you always going full speed? Because somebody's seeing me for the first time. That's, what I'm saying? That, and Jordan later quoted it after that. But we have to always be on our game because there's still people out there. I don't care how popular you think you are. There are people who have never heard of you.
That's right. That's right. There's no let up.
Do you have any intentions? Have you put a deadline on how much longer you're going to do the conference? Is there like this big succession plan that you're going to pass it on? I see you with your kids. Like, give us a little peek. What's the plan, man?
Yeah, well, I know we're going to go. So next year it'll be 22. So we'll probably definitely go to 25. But I do need to start a succession plan because, and that plan includes making sure we continue to get younger readers to attend and somebody younger who has a commitment to take over and commit the work into it that's required to make sure that this thing continues to go where it's been going and to take it to another level.
Because it's your passion. It's kind of like writing books, right? I tell the authors I mentor. I mean, I'm an adjunct creative writing at a college. I tell my students, it's your passion, not everyone else's. So you have to understand that people aren't always as passionate about your projects or whatever it is you're doing as you are. And I could imagine that that's probably one of your challenges. This was a passion project for you that turned into something huge. You can't, that's a heavy burden to place on others to have the same level of passion and commitment.
That's 100%. My mother, many years ago, maybe 5 or 10 years ago, said, "You need to get Curtis, my son, train him so he can take over." I'm like, this isn't his thing. He doesn't want to do this.
Right.
And it
requires a dilemma for you, though. I would imagine that would really the way my mind works, that would really play on my head. Like I would devote a lot of mental bandwidth to trying to solve that problem. I'm sure you have.
Yeah, not as much as I will moving forward though, because I know we're going to go 3 more years, but I think coming up with this year, the next need a couple of years to really ingratiate somebody in who really has the passion, who wants to do it, and has the commitment to do it. I have somebody in mind. I haven't talked to her yet, but I think it is a big burden, and I hate for it to just end when I say, okay, I'm going to go and play golf every day and I can't do this anymore. I think the platform has become far bigger than I ever imagined. I remember the first one. Yeah, for sure. And this is, I have ladies who came to the first one who's been coming for 21 years.
People are scheduling their summer activities around your event now. I've heard them say this.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
And I also feel like I've gained so many friends over the years. And I think one of the beautiful parts about it is these ladies were reading your books and admiring you from afar, admiring your talent. And now they meet you at the conference. And now you've seen them so many times, they know your name and you know their names. And that brings them some joy and takes them to a place they had no imagination of ever going to. I just wanted him to sign my book, but now Brian Smith knows my name, and we're taking pictures together.
Right.
Yes, it's a whole nother level of familiarity and comfort, and that's why we say it's more like a family reunion than a conference in many ways. And also, I see a book club from Jacksonville, Florida. Sees a book club from Detroit, and they run up to each other, hugging each other. It's this reunion. They met at the conference last year, or 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, and every time they get back together, there's this connection, and that I didn't anticipate in 2003 when we had the first one, but I felt it. The After the first conference, that breakfast morning, the breakfast I had, sorry, after the first conference, I had breakfast with Walter Mosley that Sunday. He told me, man, I've been to a lot of conferences. The feel of this conference is nothing like I've ever been to. And I was like, what? It was just astonishing to me that he said that. And that was just the first year. Wow. We had no vendors. I hadn't even thought about any vendors or anything. One of the book club ladies said, you can have people selling T-shirts and other authors selling books. I was like, oh, good idea.
Right.
And so, so it's just grown, and it's not grown just because of me, but because I accept their feedback, they willingly give it, and we implement other elements all the time based on their ideas.
Right. Well, let me, I'm going to wrap this up. And like I said, prior to us coming on, I wanted to give you your flowers, bro. You've given me a platform over the years several times to come to your event and make some noise and mess with the crowd. Just do what I do, right? I enjoy messing with them, and I don't call them fans. I call them supporters, and they just it's this bonding connection. It's one that's been fostered and enhanced by my ability to come to your event. So I want to thank you publicly for giving me a public platform the way you have over the years. So thank you. And,
of course.
I admire you. I think that you are phenomenal, man. And I wish you nothing but continued success. And I just wanted to go ahead and put that out there and get you on the show so that people can see you and hear you.
Well, I appreciate that. The feeling is mutual, man. I see how you maneuver among the crowd of your supporters. They love you and embrace you. And I appreciate no matter what I ask of you when you come, you're on Johnny on the spot and professional and engaging. So thank you for your part and what helps make the event what it is.
Thank you. Before you go, there's two groups of people that I want you to speak to. I want you to first, since we've been talking about book clubs, how can book clubs that have never gone to the event, what can they do to make sure that they're there next year?
Well, it's really easy. The website is nationalbookclubconference.com. nationalbookclubconference.com. All the information is there. We're already building a roster list. In the end, we'll have about 35 authors on the list. Right now, we have maybe 9. A lot of those will be filled through sponsorships with the major publishers. So you'll see some of the big names that you know and love and want to see there. You're also going to see authors that you never heard of, but have great quality, wonderful books, and you're going to be glad that you met them. You're going to meet readers from around the country who are going to embrace you. As an example, I met a woman from Charlotte after the first breakfast, and she said, I want to pay for next year already. Wow. I'm like, well, she's like, the energy in this space is so amazing. I know I want to come back.
That's a compliment.
Yes, man. And so it's it's a blessing for sure. But we love new readers coming because I love to see their faces. I'll tell another quick story. The first year, a lady paid for the first day. The very first year, she paid for one day. She said, I can't come 2 days. I only want to come for one day. She paid for Friday. I saw her on Saturday. I didn't say anything, let her go ahead and enjoy the conference. And then she sent me a check in the mail that week saying I had to come back. It was just too good. I had to come back. And thank you for not embarrassing me. So, so we've had those kind of experiences. But nationalbookclubconference.com is the way to go. I answer every email. No one's ever responded to any correspondence from the conference than me in 21 years. So we're going to keep that going.
The second group of people that I want you to speak to are young authors. So I have a mentorship program, and they're always asking me, give me 3 or 4, and I try to explain to them that sometimes quality should trump quantity. So with cost being the way it is, I'd much rather you be more strategic in your spending. You spend, for new authors, young authors that don't have a fan base. They don't have that support system. They don't have a bunch of books. So as we say in New Orleans, buku books being pre-ordered. So they're starting out in the red.
Right.
It's best to be strategic about the events you go to. So what I do is I break it down by region, and when I get to the
Hmm.
East, of course, I'm saying the National Book Club Conference.
Hmm.
I'd rather you go to 4 quality ones than 8 lesser quality events.
Yes.
So for authors like that who have heard everything, all the positive things about the National Book Club Conference, what does a new author who's interested in getting a booth table, what does that person need to do?
Same process. Nationalbookclubconference.com. There's a contact page, and I will respond to all emails. I think it's critical that as new authors who are trying to make connections, that they attend an event where it's going to be 400 readers from around the country, not just people browsing, but real, true readers
And they come,
who
they
are,
come, they come with check in hand, and they
yes,
come to spend money. That's facts.
they come in, they're interested, they're supportive. And I also tell readers when you come, don't worry about how many books you sell. Of course, you want to sell books, but bring a notepad, bring some kind of contraption where you capture these people's information so that you
Yeah.
can build your own database. They may
Hmm.
not buy the book then, but maybe they'll buy it next month and
Yeah.
make it their book club choice, and you join them, and now you're building relationships. So there are several methods to making it work for you,
Hmm.
but nationalbookclubconference.com is the way to contact me. And I think for new authors, it's critical that you come and be around authors readers who are, well, I'll say this, authors who also are supportive. Another thing I've seen are independent authors who are taking pictures together and sharing their information and buying each other's books and talking about the process. We have a self-publishing panel where we've had in the past authors who tell their journey. Um, it's an invaluable opportunity to be around true avid readers as opposed to readers who want to just browse and look and see, want you to tell your story. They're very truly interested in your work and who you are, and you have an opportunity to build relationships with true readers. That's invaluable.
Yeah. And in the environment, man, when you're around like-minded people, there's a synergy that's created that it can't be faked.
That's right.
Energy is real.
Yeah.
Energy is real. Um,
Mm-hmm.
um, it, it it may flex, it may bow, but it doesn't dissipate. It's real.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
transference of energy is real, and you feel that it becomes palatable when you're in that environment and you're surrounded by like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to get, I knew the answer to that, but I wanted them to hear it from you. And
Right.
I'm glad you took the time to do that. I'm
Sure.
gonna let you go. I actually kept you longer than I wanted to, but I appreciate you coming on, man. And um, ladies and gentlemen, that was the phenomenal Mr. Curtis Bunn. Make sure you
Thank you,
like and
man.
share. Make sure you like and share so that everyone can hear this man speak about his journey and the biggest book club conference or reader conference in the African American community in this country. Make sure that you like and share, like I said. And until our paths cross again, I want you to be safe and keep reading.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you, bro. Well, there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed the interview. Tune in next time when I give you a behind the scenes sort of glimpse into the personality of another one of your favorite authors. Until we meet again, I want you to be safe and keep reading.